What is going on, guys? This is Versus All Gaming with my review of Naruto chapter 665. In this chapter, it was actually pretty decent. Even though, I thought Obito was dead, it is nice to see that he is still fighting. So, of course, the chapter, it starts off with Madara, and he's talking to Zetsu, and of course, he's saying that he is still part of Obito. But now we know that the other half of the nine-tailed chakra is not in Obito himself, but it's directly in that Black Zetsu. So now the Black Zetsu, is a lot powerful because he does have half of the nine-tailed chakra. But Madara wants him to bring it to him, and of course, that left eye as well. And so we see everybody now kind of like staring at Madara, and they're like wondering, what's going on here. And we have Sakura, who looks rather clueless as well, but of course she's still tending to Naruto. But we see that when the Zetsu is actually trying to, tear himself from Obito, we see that Obito is still alive and kicking, and actually brings back that Zetsu and make him fuse with Obito once again. And so now we have Obito here, who actually, wants to talk with Madara. But we have Gaara who's about to attack, but Kakashi stops him because, he said that they have one chance at this. And if they mess this up, they're going to be all over because Naruto will die if they let the chance slip by. But Obito asks Madara, what he is to him. And I definitely wasn't expecting this answer because Obito tells Madara that he is Madara. So basically, anybody that kind of follows what Madara wants and wants this infinite Tsukuyomi plan to actually succeed, they're basically Madara. And Madara kept on saying in the chapter that, he let Obito walk this path before him. And that right there is definitely true. We've seen that. And we also learned that the power of the original Sixth Sage, it was actually the power to connect. And so he actually gave people, the chakras so that ninjutsu could be possible, but it was never supposed to be used for combat. It was supposed to be so that they could connect with one another. But that right there wasn't the case, as they used that for battle, and of course, that led to ninjutsu. So it's obvious that the Sage of Sixth Path, his dream, never came into be, because the people could not connect with each other because they just resorted to battle. And Marguerite was saying that the mother, Kaguya, even she had used chakra as a weapon as well. So that right there is definitely very important. And Madara also brings another good point, like those with power will always fight for more, and if you don't have power, you lose everything. And that right there is definitely true, and it's been a prominent point in the series as well. But now Madara is going on and on about how this plan, and with him having the most powerful chakra right now, he'll lead everybody into this infinite Tsukuyomi. And so now, he kept saying that Obito is not really himself, but he is Madara now. And we see that that Obito is actually walking toward him. And this flashback that has showed the past and the present, even though some people might not like it, I actually did. I like this a lot. Like, to me, this right here was definitely a good chapter. I did like that. But now we have Gaara, Kakashi, and Minato. They're all, going into action. And we see that Minato, he actually has a Sage mode. And, now that we see this, I do wonder why in the world did he not use that against Obito back then, or at least against the Kyuubi, because he could put a much better fight, and he possibly could still be alive. I kind of feel like that him having Sage mode right now, it kind of feel like, a random power. I'm not gonna lie, because it was never hinted that he had a Sage mode because he never used it. Now him having the nine-tailed chakra mode, that right there is pretty obvious. But for him to use Sage mode, it should have been hinted at, or at least seeing him possibly using it. But for him to do it right now, I kind of feel like it's an ass pull. I'm sorry to say that. I mean, it is pretty cool that he has it, but I feel like that him having this at an earlier time, it could have been so much better than him having it now. But at least now we actually see him, throwing a kunai at Madara's feet, and actually plans on getting a Senjutsu Rasengan, because we all know that natural chakra is very effective against people like Madara and Obito when they have the Jubi inside of them. So his plan was very smart, but sadly it didn't work, as Madara cuts off his other arm now, and he even kicks him away. And we see that Kakashi takes a Sage mode Rasengan right to the stomach, and Minato kicked into Gaara. And I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of messed up that we see Madara take people like Hashirama and Tobirama by using those black pose in them. but he didn't even do that with Minato. It kind of felt like he wasn't worth it. But now we have Obito now finally in front of Madara, and even though it might seem like these two can join forces again, we have Obito impaling him, and I'm not gonna lie, that right there was pretty awesome to see. But now we go back to when Naruto had basically, talking no jutsu into Obito, and we actually see that Obito, he actually still has part of the sage, or the Jubi inside of him. And I thought that was possible because we all know that he lost that statue, and Madara now has the he has almost a complete Jubi because he still doesn't have the other half of the nine tail chakra. But it seems that Obito still has some of the power of the sage, and we see like one of the black orbs come out of his hand, and he makes it into a staff. Like, I don't know how powerful Obito is right now, but from the looks of it, he's not really in any condition to fight. So even though he still has sage power left inside of him, it's not like he could be a match for Madara. But at least now he is back to his senses, and he's now Obito. He's not nobody as he claimed to be, previously. So I'm definitely glad that Obito is back, even though I feel like he really won't do much. But it is nice to see that he is trying to redeem himself. I will say that Obito character might come around because I really don't like him too much. But this right here, depending on how it goes, it could make me like him again. But overall, it was a pretty decent chapter. I did like it. But as always, please do not forget to like the video and subscribe because that really helps me out. And you guys take it easy, and I will see you all next time.